Angry FL shooting survivor had enough and just called them out. He watched them do it. Within the last 4 months, our country has suffered 2 mass shootings which in total has left 75 people dead. The issue seems to be getting worse, not better. The answers to some of the most pressing questions in both the Las Vegas massacre and now the Florida school shooting seem like they may never be answered as the attention gets turned on political agendas and our president who the left loves to blame. We've heard from a select few student witnesses from Stoneman Douglas High School, except for the one witness there that day who has been silenced up until today. It has been a week since 18-year-old senior, Brandon Minoff, experienced the deadly horror that he hasn't gotten a substantial chance to talk about yet. He has seen the extensive coverage of what happened that day and was alarmed by one thing he noticed and knew was not a coincidence. Having been a person who was there and not knowing if he'd make it out alive, he is angry about a major part of this tragedy that has been changed to cover up something else. Breaking from the coverage trend of just a few Stoneman students, Brandon finally had enough and got some very important airtime to call them out on it. Immediately after the shooting, when reporters were rushing around to get first-hand information from witnesses, Brandon and his brother had been briefly interviewed on camera. Their witness account didn't seem to go over too well since they weren't afraid to answer honestly when asked if gun control would have prevented this attack. The boys sided with the president in their response that it's not guns, it's mental health. The interview ended abruptly and they haven't been asked for comment or interview again, despite the press repeatedly reaching out to the same few students each time they need insight into preventing this tragedy. Over the next few days, Brandon realized what was really going on and needed to get it out. Fox News reports. A survivor of the deadly shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, who was previously interviewed by CNN and MSNBC following the mass shooting, told Fox News he believes certain media outlets are politicizing the tragedy to push gun control. I wholeheartedly believe that the media is politicizing this tragedy, Minoff said. It seems that gun control laws is the major topic of conversation rather than focusing on the bigger issue of 17 innocent lives being taken at the hands of another human. Minoff said students at the school are well-meaning and passionate on both sides of the contentious gun issue. At least 100 students from the school were expected to march in front of the state capitol in Tallahassee on Wednesday to demand stricter gun laws. Dozens of his classmates have willingly approached reporters and anchors to advocate for what they see as solutions to stop the school shooting epidemic. But Minoff said not all of the students at the school share the same stance, yet most of the coverage has ignored those who favor gun rights. I know many people who are pro-gun and others who support gun control, but it seems that the media is specifically targeting those in support of gun control to make it seem as if they are the majority. And the liberal news outlets are the ones that seem to make the bigger effort to speak to these people, and I am talking from experience, said Minoff, who was interviewed on cable news in prime time. Brandon explained that when he got home the night of the school shooting and turned on the news, it pained him to see everything about gun control exclusively in the coverage, despite having provided on of the networks a truthful report. He feels that they are orchestrating the coverage to focus on one side of the issue and manipulating students with certain interview questions to get them to speak to promoting gun control. And all day Thursday, CNN was interviewing gun experts and specialists to brainwash the audience that gun control is a necessity, he said. They even have an army of my classmates trying to persuade other students that guns are unnecessary and should be illegal. Brandon didn't just shoot down the gun control theory as a solution to solving this issue in America, he provided an effective idea that would stop this, along with another interesting bit of information about what the only armed person, other than Cruz, did when the campus was under attack. I would also talk about the importance of arming security guards and other trained individuals in schools, he said. The only armed person in the school, the SRO, was reportedly nowhere to be found during the time of the attack, and it shows in the fact that Cruz managed to vacate the school unscathed. The solution is to not take guns out of schools, since that won't stop a shooter from coming into a place they know is a gun-free zone. To stop this from happening, armed guards protecting all the people inside, who are not afraid to use their weapons, and training to prevent an attack, rather than run from it, is what every campus in America needs.